You're listening to Hornier Than Thou with Gloria Perez and adult film star Max Magnum, as we teach you about sex, the LGBT community, and have candid conversations about how our conservative upbringings affected our sex-positive outlooks in adulthood. Hey guys, welcome back to Hornier Than Thou podcast. I am your host, Max Magnum, and this is my wonderful, beautiful co-host.
Oh, you're so honest. I am Gloria Perez. Nice to have you guys back.
So today we will not be doing a drink test because we used up all of our drinks when we actually already recorded this podcast earlier. And then we used the wrong mic, and tech has not been our friend lately, so please forgive us. We're just on the good old H2O today. So just, sorry.
Water.
No sponsored drinks today.
Maybe water can sponsor us?
Water?
Water brands out there?
Water, we'll have our people call your people. So this is actually episode 10, Tens of the Earth. Today we're going to be talking about dating apps. We're talking Hinge. We're talking Grindr. We're talking Christian Mingle.
We're talking only farmers.
Only farmers, that's a thing. Anyways, so let's start with this. For the gay community, it's very commonly known that Grindr and Scruff and Jack'd and apps like that are hookup apps. And for Tinder or Hinge are more of our dating apps. But I was surprised to find out that in the straight community, Tinder is pretty much seen as straight up like a hookup app. I didn't even know straight people did that. So would you agree with that, or...
So for straight people, Tinder is definitely the hookup app. If you want a little bit of a mix of hookup, but also the potential of meeting someone who is more on the serious dating side, then Hinge, I know, it's one that I've tried, and it's one where you can find a mix. But Tinder's definitely the hookup app in straight world.
Have you hooked up off Tinder before?
I have. I hooked up with one guy off of Tinder years ago, and it ended up being it was cool, Was it
like a one night stand, or?
It was a one night stand. I think we met up twice, and
well, that's not a one night stand then.
No, let me think. Hold on. Was it a one? It was definitely a one night stand.
It might have been a 2-night stand.
We didn't have sex twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then we didn't talk after we had sex. So yeah, technically.
Okay. Do you have any go-to pickup lines on Tinder or anything?
Tinder was so long ago that
Or Hinge, yeah.
I think more like on Hinge. On Hinge, what I do is I would go. I'm not on Hinge anymore, but when I was this summer, I actually did the paid subscription, and you can go on their profile and you can see the different answers that they have to questions, just like fun facts. And so
wait, that's only on the paid side of things?
No, you could still you still see everything on their profile, but on the paid membership, you are not limited to how many messages you can send out or how many swipes or anything like that. Okay. It's just basically more features. You're not as limited.
Got it.
Whereas the free version, you are limited as to how many messages you can send out and stuff
like that.
Oh,
kind of like on Tinder, you pay for swipes type of thing. Like you can only do a certain amount of swipes on Tinder. Is that right?
That's how it is, yeah.
I run out of swipes before, honestly.
Yeah.
Because some days I can spend hours on there just swiping away. It's addictive. They put crack in their swipes or something because I'm on there all day long. What would you say your success rate is? Let's say you swipe or you like someone or whatever. Mm-hmm. What % of the people that you like do you say like you back?
I think 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
7 out of 10.
Okay, that's a solid number.
That's a pretty good number because, there's a lot of fish out there.
Gloria, 70% of the world wants you. How does that make you feel?
Flattering. So flattering.
Okay, well, I would say that my success rate, I would say it's probably around, I would say 72, 60 to 70%. I would say the people that I swipe on swipe me back. So... why are we single? ? But so, anyways, yeah. How about Grindr? What is your knowledge of Grindr? If you were to be on Grindr, okay, what would your pickup line on there be? What do you think we would say?
If I was to be on Grindr, my pickup line would be sending a dick pic right away.
No, honey. You can't do that.
Isn't that how it is? That's my knowledge of Grindr. Every gay friend that I have that has had a Grindr has told me that it's literally just dick pics.
Okay, so there is like a courtesy. Like, you don't gotta take me dinner first, but can I at least get like a hi, how are you before I get a dick pic? If it's a really good dick pic, I still might respond. But you know, they're typically all Grindr conversations just like, hi, hey, how's it going? Good, you? Good. Horny? Question mark. Yeah. Into blank pics. Yeah, and that's it. Like, it is just like one word replies on Grindr.
So straight to the point.
Straight to the point. Straight to the point.
No fluff. No talk about weather.
I mean, I've had a couple conversations, but you don't go on the Grindr for deep conversations because I feel like that can actually be really off-putting to some people because people know it's like surface level, and sometimes if you start unloading baggage or if you start sending too long of messages, people like question your motives, which is kind of backwards. It's weird, but I guess if you want that, go on to Tinder because that is where you're going to have a better chance of like finding a date. I will say this though, Grindr is more of like an instant gratification thing. In other words, like Tinder, I don't know if y'all feel this way, but on Tinder for me, it's like sometimes it takes forever to make anything happen, right? So like you'll match with all these guys and maybe 1 out of 10 you actually carry on somewhat of a decent conversation with, and then past that point to actually get them to go out with you, it seems like conversations just get kind of left out there in the ether. They fizzle because people stop replying, and it's not like necessarily that they're not interested. I just don't know if it's like the way the algorithm is set up or how it notifies you about messages. I really don't know. But then I would never go onto Tinder if I wanted to date like tonight. Like I would definitely go to Grindr for that. And I've found relationships on Grindr before, but they usually started as like a hookup that turned into something. Have you ever been catfished before?
I have, but really quick because I want to add something to what you just said. Hinge is kind of like that, where conversations do fizzle out, and it very much feels like a numbers game. I was only on Hinge for the summer, so a couple months, and then I just deleted it. But it was interesting because some conversations, like sometimes when the guys would message me, they would basically be like, or you can see it on their profile, and it says, only people with serious intentions to get to know each other, please. Okay. I don't want to like stay on the thread.
Do you like that? Do you like that?
I do, because I mean that is the whole point, right? Is you it's a platform to connect, and then you know, set up a date or a hookup or whatever it is that you want to set up to eventually see that person.
And I think that's different than saying like LTR oriented, like long-term relationship oriented, because I think that's indicating like what you want in the end goal. But what you're saying is they're kind of like, if you're not even serious about going out, like don't carry on this conversation.
I mean, that's kind of the sentiment that I was gathering is that some guys were, especially people who are a little more like serious about going on dates and seeing if there's something there, they would say it either on their profile or they would actually say it as the conversation, you know, went on through the messaging in the app. They would say, I don't want to just talk through the app. Here's my number. Like you could tell that they move it forward. Would
you say that straight guys are like forward about it? Like, are they just straight up like, oh, I want to like take you to Pound Town? Like, do they say stuff like that? Or is it like all like, is there still like a whole back and forth? Are they just like really direct about it or what?
There were some pleasantries in the beginning, but I did think in my experience that they were pretty direct. Just in the way that they navigated the conversation. They would usually give me their number right away and then try to move the conversation through text and go that way. I mean, I found that they were very direct, except the catfish that I had, because I did have one.
Okay, I want to hear the catfish story. How did that
I got catfished, you guys. I didn't think it was going to happen to me, but it did. It wasn't.
Was he like, I'm a Nigerian prince? Like that whole, like, that's like a common scheme.
Like, send me your social security number and your blood type. No, it wasn't that invasive, I guess. It was more of he was a guy who claimed to live in Tucson. I'm in the Phoenix area. We're in the Phoenix area. Tucson's like an hour and a half from here. So right away I was like, he lives in Tucson, but whatever, you know, maybe if it's a nice little hookup, who cares? Or whatever may come from it. I was very open-minded when I was on that app. And this guy claimed that he lived an hour and a half away. he was asking the right questions in the beginning, like, what do you do for work? What do where are you from? Like, what are your interests? Like, it sounded legit. And then he started sending me all these selfies, and he wanted all these selfies in return as well. And at first I was hesitant because I was like, I don't even, like, I want to see where this goes.
I remember you telling me about this. Weren't you saying, like, didn't he say something like, I want to talk to, I want to talk to you all day long, or I want you to start sharing everything about your day?
So he moved the conversation to WhatsApp, which is kind of like a red flag already, because he was monitoring when I was online. I remember showing the selfies that he was sending me, which the selfies were really cute. I was like, this guy is cute. He totally looked like an Italian foreigner. He was playing the role really well. And then I showed those pictures to my friend, and my friend was like, girl, I think that has catfish all over it. And I was like,
Wait, was your friend gay?
Yeah, he was gay. He's gay.
Gay men always know. We can sniff a catfish from like 10 miles away.
Y'all know.
We're like, this picture looks a little grainy, catfish. We're like, no, I don't like his hair, catfish.
Yeah, exactly. So he was like, immediately.
No, iPhone 4 in his picture, catfish.
iPhone 4. No Android in his picture, catfish.
Definitely catfish.
Definitely catfish. So the way that ended is that I saw that text and I was just like, this is a lot. Like, this is a lot to unload on someone in the first week that you're chatting with them through an app.
Yeah.
So whatever. So I didn't respond, and then he just kind of disappeared from the face of the earth. And then I was scrolling a few days later and I found the exact same profile, same responses, same audio recording, everything.
Wait, so it was just, are you saying like it was like a duplicate of what he sent you?
Exactly, but the pictures were different.
Oh, so it was like, so you know it's a catfish. Like there was no like, because it was the same thing. My ex and I got catfished by our neighbor in New York City, right? And we realized it was a catfish because the pictures that he was sending us weren't lining up. I don't know how else to say it, but there's like, we could tell there was like an inconsistency there. So we actually found the real guy on Twitter, and he was like, oh my God, I know this guy, like whatever. And I was basically just messaging him, was like, fuck you, dude, like don't catfish people, like whatever. And he's like, what are you talking about? And so I just stopped responding, and then he messaged me back like 2 weeks later, was like, I'm sorry about catfishing you, like whatever. And I was like, yeah, it wasn't cool. And then whatever, we don't talk. And a month later he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, what makes you think that this is going anywhere?
Oh my God. Yeah, so desperate times.
Desperate. All right, we will be back after this break, y'all.
Hi everyone, we want to give a huge shout out and a recommendation to Freddie Collier Photography in the Chicago area. He is a professional photographer who specializes in beauty, fashion, and product photography. Max and I used him for our first set of photos in the podcast project, and we highly recommend him. He's incredibly patient, super easy to work with, and very professional. Please look him up if you are in the area, and he will work with you. His website is freddiecollier.com, and that is FreddieCollier.com. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to move along from the catfish stories. And I actually have some other dating apps in mind that I'm just curious to see if Max has heard of them, or if you guys have heard of them. So let us know.
Okay.
Farmers Only. Okay,
we talked about this earlier. I only heard of it earlier tonight. I had never heard about that before. What is it? I guess. I mean, I get it. Like farmers only. It's for farmer. You know what? I'm gonna look it up.
Why don't you look it up?
I'm gonna look it up.
I've never been on it. If anyone has been on it, please let us know what your experience is. My understanding is that it's farmers looking for other farmers, single farmers.
All right, I got it. What is Farmers Only? FarmersOnly.com was founded in 2005 to help single farmers, ranchers, and other country-minded folks with down-to-earth values to find love in the United States and Canada. It now boasts many millions of members, countless successful relationships, and several weddings every week of the year.
My little country bumpkin.
I'm like, what? Why? Okay, it's kind of counterintuitive if you think about it, right? Because I would think that someone who was a farmer wasn't really that maybe tech savvy or on their phone all the time, let alone having like people in a close enough distance. Maybe you have like 3 options in like a 10-mile radius. Like, I don't know. It sounds silly.
I wonder how they do it, if it's based on radius. Of a mile radius?
Maybe we should get a subscription. Find out.
Let's do it a trial run.
What was your other app you were thinking of?
I was wondering if you've heard of Ashley Madison, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah. That's the one on Pornhub.
The cheating
it's
app?
like,
well, the affair app.
I think it's so horrible, to be honest with you. Like, it's like the one on Pornhub that's like, life is short, have an affair. I'm like, what the fuck kind of message is that? So my thing is this, is like, I get that gets certain people's attention, unfortunately, but anybody that has followed my, OnlyFans or my Twitter for a long time now, I'm pretty vocal about the fact that, like, I don't want to participate in your cheating. Like, I won't cheat, and I don't want to participate in anyone else's cheating. I can't stop you from being a shitty partner, but I can at least not participate. And, another, like, a hot take I have on it, people fetishize cheating in and of itself. Like, it's a kink, right? But here's the thing. Don't we say that sex is always okay as long as it's with 2 consenting adults and does not harm anybody? Like, that's what we think, right? That's, like, pretty much the standard, like, for consent across the board. So, isn't cheating harming somebody? I mean, that other person didn't consent to be cheated on. And, I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. It makes me feel gross. I have been a homewrecker one time. I learned my lesson, and that was, like, years and years ago back in college. I really hurt that person, and I think that I really learned my lesson there. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't condone that. I have never cheated in relationships. When I found out about this particular website, it was actually through a friend at the time whose husband had been cheating on her. So that was really sad. So no, I'm not interested in that. But I was just wondering if you've heard of it. Yeah,
I didn't actually know it was an app. I guess I thought it was like a website, but maybe it's an app.
I have no idea. Yeah. I know it was a website at the time. This was years ago, so I don't know if maybe they have an app now, which is whatever.
What was your other one?
I don't remember the name exactly, but it's Cougars Only or something. I keep wanting to insert only Cougars. Like only fans.
No, I haven't heard of that. That's not that's kind of barking up the wrong tree there. I don't really think I'm the target demographic for that one. So no, I haven't heard of it, but does not surprise me. It's out there. Just kind of like Seeking Arrangements. You've heard of Seeking Arrangements, right?
I think I've heard of it.
I think
is it
it's
like
still
the
a
elite,
thing.
like more of an elite perspective?
Kind of. Higher, it's like
higher tax brackets.
Yeah, it's like. Well, I think that's a separate one. I think that's.
Is that actual one?
That's like elite only or only elite. Or I don't know. Now I'm inserting only in it. It's elite something. Elite. But this one is more like for sugar baby, sugar daddy relationships. And it was really popular, I would say, when I was in college, like 5 years ago. And it actually split up my whole friend group. Because basically, I had this group of girlfriends that, we would all hang out and do everything together. Well, one of them, they all got on Seeking Arrangements at the same time. One of them was getting all of this stuff. But ended up getting abused. Like, she would start coming home with bruises, and she was lying to us about it. So then she got embarrassed, and I think she started to pull away a little bit. The other friend had it was actually a sugar couple. It worked out for her. She was constantly flown out to Italy and here and there, but like I think she got a taste of the sweet life, and then like just kind of decided we didn't matter anymore. And then the other friend was kind of upset because she wasn't having as much success on it, and like I think she was a little bit bitter and judgmental towards the other friends. And there was actually another girl in this group as well who it worked out for her. I don't know, she's like dating basketball players now. Like she drives an Audi, she's fucking hot. So good for you. I guess for some people it can work, but it did split up my friend group. So
oh my god,
that's interesting, right?
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one. Well, actually, I've heard of the concept, but I've never actually heard anyone like any stories.
I forgot. In line with us talking about Grindr earlier, I actually prepared a little game for you.
Oh man!
So kind of how we were talking about how it's straight to the point on Grindr. Well, with Grindr,
Max and his games that he springs on me.
So with Grindr, there is everything's like abbreviations or acronyms that are really popular, and that's kind of how people communicate on the app.
You mean it's not just dick pics?
No, there's actually like 3-letter words
There's
as
actual
well.
Conversation?
If you call this conversation. So I pulled up a list of abbreviations and or acronyms. I'm gonna say them to you, and you have to guess what they mean.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right.
Wish me luck, y'all.
Anon.
Anon, is this an abbreviation? Can I ask if it's an abbreviation or an acronym?
Sure. It is an abbreviation.
Okay. Anonymous?
Yes, correct.
No way.
But what do you think that actually means in practice?
Somebody who doesn't want to reveal their identity?
But
I mean...
Yeah, basically.
But how does that work? Like, you guys are going to meet up eventually.
So... Yeah, but it's like you go like, well, it depends on how anon. Some people say they're anon or discreet or whatever, and they're not really, and they just want to be more on the down low. But some people actually have like the anon fetish, blindfolds, just let guys come over and use them, and they don't even see what these guys look like, and they like that. I don't know. Baiter.
That reminds me of beta fish.
Beta fish?
Beta fish. Wait, what does beta mean? Is that the opposite of alpha?
Yeah.
Is it a bait, like somebody who throws bait and then reels it back in?
No, that would be BAIT. This is BATOR.
Well, a baitor.
A baitor.
A baitor. I don't know.
Do you want me to tell you?
Well, like the opposite of alpha?
No. So people who tend to enjoy masturbating more than penetration. It's like masturbator.
My God.
We can't even say masturbate. It's too long of a word. We just go with baiter.
Y'all just want to shorten these conversations. Okay?
What about BB?
Big and beautiful. No, it's not.
Big and beautiful?
More to love.
Okay. Bareback. Do you know what that means?
No idea. What is that?
Sex without a condom.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Right.
What about bear?
Bear. I know this one.
I thought you might.
I've heard it. You are, it's hair on the chest, but like you're a gay man. You're bigger, taller, huskier maybe, with like a hairy chest.
Yeah. So it's like a big guy, larger, typically hairy.
Typically hairy?
Yeah, gay, yeah.
What if they're not hairy? Are they a bear?
No. Bears are usually pretty hairy, I would say. I don't really know what that would be called. It just depends on the body type, really.
Okay.
BTTM.
BTTM. Is this a abbreviation?
Mm-hmm.
Bottom.
Boom, you got it. Host.
I'm assuming that's like either like someone like they go to your place if you're the host.
Yes, correct. What would be the opposite of host? It's one word.
Homeless? I don't know. Non-host?
Travel.
Oh
Homeless?
my God.
Oh my God. I can't with you. All right. DL.
Down low.
Mm-hmm. Yep. DP.
I was going to say down to fuck, but no. Okay, DP. Deep pounding.
You're on the right track. If I give you one word, would it help?
Yeah.
Double.
Double penetration?
Yes, double penetration.
Oh, I'm getting good at this.
Okay, GH.
GH?
Uh-huh.
Gag hoe.
Gag hoe?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
A gagging hoe. Somebody who likes to gag.
It's glory hole. Actually, sounds kind of...
Glory hole. See, I was on the right track.
Gag hoe. I'm gonna use that one. Okay. J/O.
J/O.
Mm-hmm.
Jack off.
Mm-hmm.
Jerk off.
Jack off. Good job.
Okay. Ooh, look at me.
Okay, what if just like a pair of eyes emoji mean?
Like I'm just like looking. I just want to look. I don't know.
It means you're looking actively for sex. Like I'm looking. Like it means
Like on the prowl?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes when people say, "Oh, I'm just like browsing" or whatever, but if it's eyes, it's like I want to fuck. What about NSA?
Ooh. Acronym?
Mm-hmm.
NSA. Can you give me a clue?
If you don't want something serious.
Oh.
Straight people use this too.
Yeah. No strings attached?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yep.
look at me go.
Okay, NPNC.
No pick, no come.
No pick, no come for you. No,
men.
it's no pick, no chat. But I'm actually really surprised you got that because I actually forget what that means sometimes.
I've heard it from other gay friends, or the concept. I didn't know that there was an acronym.
What about an otter?
Otter. Like a sea otter?
Sure.
That's like, I think that's like a baby bear. Like,
that would be a cub.
Oh, what? That's new. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
No idea. So
it's like more like a tall, lean, hairy guy.
Okay, but still hairy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pig.
Oh gosh, I've never heard of that one. I don't even want to try to guess that one. That just sounds like bad.
You really like the raw, raunchy, dirty sex, body odor, pits, fluids, that kind of thing.
Like if somebody doesn't have good hygiene, would they be into somebody like that? Or like what do you mean?
There yes and no. I wouldn't say like not good hygiene, but like maybe they like you after the gym.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. God,
let's
pig.
go with UC.
UC, like
It's an abbreviation, or it's a acronym.
Ooh,
sorry.
Uncut.
Good job. Ooh! Good job. All right, unicorn.
Unicorn. Well, something that doesn't exist, but like, is this like too good to be true? Like somebody.
You're on the right line. Like that is how the name it comes from that idea.
Okay, so is it some kind of like fantasy play?
It's a single male who likes to sleep with couples.
But how does the acronym...
So the reason that unicorn came from that, I think it actually started in the straight community, where you know how you have like a couple and then a person who was okay with just like sleeping with the straight couple, but you know they like to kind of like act like that couple was dating that person. It's a unicorn. That person wasn't really looking for anything serious necessarily, but they were down to clown, and they were like kind of like, and not everyone was like that, so they were like a unicorn, right? And I guess we've kind of taken that term. WS. This is the last one.
WS. Wash that ass. That doesn't even make sense. Wet. I don't know. Can you give me a clue?
Yeah, we talked about it on a previous episode, and you learned that this was what it was called.
Okay. I feel like it's a wet something. Wet. Water sports.
Yep. Good job. I'm proud of you.
Golden showers,
that
baby.
That was good. You only missed a couple of them, but I really liked hearing your answers. How was that? Was that a learning experience for you?
Definitely. I didn't know the unicorn one. No idea about pig. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's like pigs are dirty. Like they roll around in mud.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Pigs are also
We're very literal, like metaphorical, but literal in our metaphors, if that makes sense.
Do you like it? Do you like the whole culture of like the messaging in Grindr?
Yeah, I mean it has its use for sure. I'm glad it exists. It's been very useful to find places to stay, to go on dates, to get some dick when I need to get some dick.
Do you have any horror stories from Grindr?
Yeah, I mean, typically, like, everybody's horror stories is just, like, the idea that you meet up with someone and they're not what you expected or the chemistry's not there, but you kind of have to go through with it, that kind of thing, so. But, yeah. Alrighty, y'all. Well, thank you for listening to this episode. Hope you had just as much fun as we did. And
please tell us about any dating apps that we didn't mention.
Yes,
because we know there's a ton out
bunch
there.
out there.
There's a market for everything.
Yeah, there literally is. And so I would be excited to hear about some of those. I need to hop on some of them myself. You piqued my interest with Only Farmers.
Only Farmers?
Farmers Only. Maybe I'll just create a profile.
You want a farmer's zaddy?
I am from rural Virginia, so...
There you go. You qualify.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, y'all. We'll follow our Instagram at HTT_podcast, our Twitter at HTT_podcast_, where we'll be posting behind the scenes, bloopers, and previews of upcoming episodes.
Yes.
But this concludes season 1. Thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in to listen. We love and we appreciate your support. Please tell us, slide into our DMs. We want to respond, like, where are you from?
Yes.
You know, where are you listening from? What was your favorite episode so far? Give us ideas for future episodes. We might be able to implement some of those. So we want to talk about what you want to talk about, right?
Let's dish. Spill the tea.
Spill the tea. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks so much.
Bye.